Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please hit the subscribe. Now this start video. Brock Lesnar, one of the most dominant and polarizing figures in WWE history, has always been a larger-than-life presence in the wrestling world. His unprecedented crossover success from professional wrestling to mixed martial arts and back to the squared circle has left fans wondering about his status in WWE. Despite the massive success and prominence Brock has achieved, the timing of his career has prevented some dream matchups from coming to fruition, one of which was with WWE Hall of Famer John Bradshaw Layfield, better known as JBL. In a recent interview, JBL discussed his wrestling career, the challenges he faced during his rise, and what might have been if he had gotten the opportunity to work with Brock Lesnar. John Bradshaw Layfield's WWE career took an unexpected turn in the mid-2000s. Before establishing himself as a top-tier heel, JBL had spent years in the mid-card, bouncing between various gimmicks and personas. However, in 2004, WWE found itself in a transitional period. The company had just lost two of its biggest stars, Brock Lesnar and Goldberg, who both left to pursue different ventures outside of professional wrestling. With Lesnar exploring a career in the UFC and Goldberg embarking on a wrestling hiatus, WWE's management had to get creative. The company turned to new emerging talents to fill the void, and one of those rising stars was JBL. At this time, WWE found itself on the precipice of a new era, with talent like JBL, Eddie Guerrero, and John Cena stepping up to the plate. JBL's rise to the top of the SmackDown roster was one of the more notable success stories of that period. With his grizzled veteran persona and natural heat as a heel, JBL quickly established himself as the brand's top villain. His eventual reign as WWE Champion solidified his place in the upper echelon of WWE's main event talent. However, while JBL was thriving as the top heel on SmackDown, another star, Brock Lesnar, was carving out his own path in the world of MMA. Lesnar's decision to leave WWE came at a time when the company was looking to establish new faces, and it also inadvertently shifted the trajectory of both men's careers. JBL would never have the chance to work directly with Brock Lesnar in a significant program, a missed opportunity that he still reflects on. In a candid interview on the Something to Wrestle podcast, JBL spoke about his career, wrestling styles, and the one big match he would have loved to have had: the opportunity to work with Brock Lesnar. While discussing the different wrestling styles of his contemporaries and the challenges of facing various opponents in the ring, JBL revealed his admiration for Lesnar's raw athleticism and wrestling acumen. JBL, who was known for his rugged brawler style, noted that he would have loved to have a lengthy program with the Beast incarnate. "I was always a big fan of Brock Lesnar. I always thought that we could have had some great matches," JBL said during the interview. Unfortunately, the timing just didn't line up. Brock left WWE for a while, and I was in a completely different position on SmackDown. I think we could have done something special together, but it wasn't meant to be. For JBL, the opportunity to square off with Brock was a dream match that never came to fruition due to the timing of their respective careers. In 2004, Brock's decision to leave WWE and pursue a career in UFC altered the landscape of the company, and JBL's rise to the top came at a time when Lesnar was no longer an active part of the roster. Despite their similar paths as dominant forces in their respective industries, the two never crossed paths in the ring in a meaningful feud. JBL's admiration for Brock Lesnar is also grounded in his own experiences as a seasoned veteran in the ring. During the same interview, JBL was asked about his wrestling style and the different types of opponents he enjoyed working with. He reflected on his early years in WWE when he had the chance to face some of the most formidable opponents of the era, including Kurt Angle and The Big Show. JBL emphasized that, while many wrestlers in the business work within the confines of scripted matches, there were instances where things went off script. leading to shooting moments where the real competition took place in the ring. One such instance came when JBL faced Kurt Angle, another WWE legend, in a shoot match. According to Angle, who later discussed the situation on the Storytime with Dutch Mantel podcast, there was a time when Lesnar flat out refused to work with him in a match. This led to a tense situation where Angle, known for his amateur wrestling background, had to take matters into his own hands. Angle recalled that, despite Lesnar's reluctance, he was able to get the upper hand in the ring. The match transitioned from a typical wrestling contest to a real, competitive situation where both men engaged in a battle of pure wrestling skill. Angle claimed that he came out victorious in the impromptu shoot, which further demonstrated his competitive spirit and his ability to navigate difficult situations in the ring. This story has remained a point of intrigue among fans, as it highlights the intense rivalries and competitive nature of some of WWE's most elite performers. While JBL did not engage in a similar shoot-style match with Lesnar, the overall sentiment of working with an athlete of Lesnar's caliber was one that JBL clearly would have relished. Lesnar, who is known for his combination of strength, agility, and intensity, could have provided JBL with a dynamic and compelling opponent in the ring. Unfortunately, the timing simply wasn't right for a feud between the two. WWE Hall of Famers often look back on their careers with a sense of pride, but there are inevitably moments of regret about missed opportunities. For JBL, one of the biggest what-ifs remains the possibility of working with Brock Lesnar in a high-profile program. As both men were dominating their respective brands during the mid-2000s, it seemed like a natural fit for them to clash in a big storyline. However, Lesnar's departure from WWE in 2004 for UFC meant that the company had to quickly adapt and find new stars to fill the void. JBL's rise to prominence on SmackDown was just the beginning of a new chapter in WWE's history, but it also meant that he missed out on the chance to lock horns with one of the most dominant forces in the business. Brock Lesnar's eventual return to WWE in 2012 brought him back into the fold for some of the biggest matches in the company's history. Lesnar would go on to face names like John Cena, The Undertaker, Triple H, and Roman Reigns, but JBL was already deep into his commentary role by that time. This new phase of his career as a color commentator and occasional on-screen presence made it clear that the days of him lacing up his boots for a full-time wrestling program were behind him. Despite this, JBL remains one of the most respected and influential figures in the history of WWE. His contributions to the business, both as an in-ring performer and as a commentator, have solidified his legacy in the annals of WWE history. Though a dream match with Brock Lesnar was never meant to be, JBL's career has been a testament to his ability to adapt and evolve within the industry. Brock Lesnar's WWE status and the future as of 2025. Brock Lesnar's status in WWE remains uncertain. The Beast incarnate has always been a part-time performer in recent years, with his appearances often limited to major pay-per-view events and occasional storylines. Fans continue to speculate about when he will return and what kind of impact he will have upon his eventual comeback. For now, WWE's management is left to navigate the challenges of maintaining momentum without one of its most iconic stars consistently on television. Brock's legacy in WWE is already cemented, but the future remains unpredictable. Meanwhile, wrestlers like JBL continue to offer their insight into the business, sharing stories of what might have been. The two legends never had the chance to face off in a meaningful feud, but both men remain staples in the WWE universe, each having left an indelible mark on the business. As WWE moves into its next chapter, fans continue to speculate on the future of Brock Lesnar and other legends of the past. However, one thing is certain. The landscape of WWE would have looked even more remarkable if the likes of JBL and Brock Lesnar had crossed paths in the ring at the peak of their careers. The missed opportunity remains one of the greatest what-ifs in WWE history, a moment that could have changed the course of professional wrestling. Despite the missed opportunity, JBL's impact on WWE remains undeniable, and his admiration for Brock Lesnar is a testament to the respect both men have for each other as athletes. Fans can only imagine what could have been had their paths crossed in a high-profile feud. As both WWE legends continue to shake the industry, the what-if scenario persists as an intriguing chapter in wrestling's rich history.